need it's very difficult, as it has always been, to know when we might be able to prepare for you for a reader Stephen presentation. So the books were just lovely and charming and remarkable. So we've chosen 3 of those. We hope that you will forgive us for any poetic license that we have taken in weaving them together, and that you will not be offended by any of that attempt. But we really appreciate the fact that you come back to Humboldt County and all the work that the people here in Humboldt do to make this event possible. We give such a tremendous gift to children, and children really need that in this day and time. So we're very grateful to be here, and thank you so much for having us. I'm going to have my students introduce themselves, and I'm going to take a chair and sit over here so that I can watch them.
I am Bryn Kelly Calando, and I am from Arcata.
Zoe Osborne, also Arcata. Also from Arcata. My name's Maya Hergermader and I live in Manila. Yeah.
My name is Aiden Bergen and I live in Arcata.
My name is Lachlan Leatherwood and I live in Trinidad.
My name is Juan Nicolas Engel. I'm from Austria, Vienna.
Once upon a time, there were 3 sisters, Mary Veronica, Mary Louise, and Mary Margaret. One Wednesday, Mary Veronica found an egg sitting all alone by a pond. She'd never seen an egg like this before. It was much bigger than a chicken's egg, and still warm. When she got home, she chose a small box and filled it with fluff. She added a seatbelt for the egg safety and a carrying strap. The egg cradle fit warm and snug under her arm.
Perfect. That's a rotten egg. Poor shell color. Dinosaur egg.
Can I have it?
No. There's something special inside this egg. Maybe an alligator? Anyways, it's going to hatch, and I'm going to win the gold ribbon for the most unusual pet at the pet fair on Friday.
On Thursday morning, Mary Louise said,
I see our egg hasn't hatched yet. It's a dinosaur egg. They take millions of years to hatch.
Can I have
it? No. There might be a dragon lizard in this egg. That should be special enough to win the gold ribbon on Friday.
she colored a sign for the school bus, egg on board. Mary Veronica showed her teacher, Mr. Puddle.
A scientific experiment? Simply maintain the egg at a temperature of between 90 and 100 degrees.
Mary Veronica set the egg on the sharing table with the collected milk money. But when she finished her job, the egg was gone. She was distraught. Mr. Puddle asked everyone to search the cubbies. They looked under the easels, the empty tubs, and tore the housekeeping corner. Mr. Puddle found the egg in a bowl in the cooking center. Mary Veronica took the egg and put it safely under her arm.
This is not an egg for cooking, and it is not a science experiment.
Just then, a new kid walked in the door. Katie Sue, a teeny kid, a tiny kid, a kid you might scare with a jump and a boo.
The recess bell rang, but Mary Veronica decided to stay inside with her egg. She didn't like recess much. Me and Jean could be so mean.
Now, when the recess bell rang, the new kid was the first one out the door. Now, nobody ever ran out before me and Jean. Nobody swung before Mean Gene swung. Nobody kicked until Mean Gene kicked. Nobody bounced until Mean Gene bounced. Because if kids ever crossed her, she'd push 'em,
Smush 'em.
Lollapaloosh 'em.
Hammer, slammer.
kits and kajammer 'em.
Say what?
Mean Gene growled.
Say who?
Mean Gene howled.
Say you. Just who do you think you're talking to?
Mean Gene always got her way. Until today.
That Katie Sue swung before Mean Gene swung. Katie Sue kicked before Mean Gene kicked. Katie Sue bounced before Mean Gene bounced. The kid you might scare with a jump and a boo was too new to know about Mean Gene, the recess queen.
So, Mean Gene bullied through the playground crowd. Like always, she pushed kids
Smushed kids.
Lollapalooshed kids.
Hammer 'em.
Slammered 'em.
as she charged after that Katie Sue.
Say what?
She growled.
Say who?
She howled.
Say you.
Snarled. And grabbed Katie Sue by the collar.
Nobody swings until Queen Jean swings. Nobody kicks until Queen Jean kicks. Nobody bounces until Queen Jean bounces.
And she figured that set the record straight.
She figured wrong. Katie Sue talked back. Just as sassy as could be, she said, "How did you get so bossy?"
Then that puny thing, that lonely thing, grabbed the ball and bounced away. Oh, Katie Sue was one quick kid. She bolted quick as lightning.
Bouncity, bouncity, bounce. Kickity, kickity, kick. Swingity, swingity, swing.
Mean Gene thundered close behind.
Bouncity, kickity, swingity.
The recess queen wasn't amused. She raced and chased and in your face that Katie Sue.
No one spoke.
No one moved.
Then from her pack pulled Katie Sue a jump rope clean and bright. "Hey, Jeannie Beanie, let's try this jump rope out."
Here's one thing true. Until that day, no one dared ask Mean Gene to play. But that Katie Sue just hopped and jumped and skipped away.
"I like ice cream, I like tea. I want Jean to jump with me."
Gene just gasped and stared, as if too scared to move at all. So Katie Sue sang once more.
"I like popcorn, I like tea. I want Jean to jump with me."
Then, from the side, a kid called out,
Go, Gene. Go.
And too surprised to even shout, Jean jumped in with Katie Sue.
"I like cookies, I like tea. I want you to jump with me."
The rope whizzed and slapped. Faster, faster the rope spun and flapped. Faster, faster, till it got in a tangled disaster.
But they just giggled and jumped again. Well, now when recess rolls around, that playground's gonna be one great place.
At the school bells ringety ring, those two girls race zingety zing out the classroom door.
Jean won't push kids and smush kids, lollapaloosh kids, hammer 'em, clamor 'em, kits and kajammer 'em. 'Cause she'll be having too much fun, rompity romping with her friends.
When Mary Veronica returned home that night, she noticed the egg was a bit smudgy. So she gave it a bubble bath and washed what she thought might be the top of its head.
I'm sorry you lost your mommy.
Then she sang it a lullaby.
Lullaby, lullaby, go to sleep, little eggie. Lullaby, lullaby, go to sleep, my little one.
She tucked it into its cradle and snuggled carefully beside it. When her mother came in for her bedtime story, she asked for the book about the flower who wanted to become a doll, although she had heard that book many times already. So, her mother began.
Once upon a time, Holly, a pink hollyhock blossom, loved living in her colorful garden with many colorful flowers. She had been open and awake for several days. She had watched the gardener say good morning to all the flowers and inspect all the hollyhocks and make pretty little dolls from the hollyhock flowers.
Holly dreamed that someday someone would pick her and make her into a doll. Just then, she saw a little girl walking down the path with her grandmother.
I see your pretty flowers, grandmother. But what's their secret?
There are dolls in the hollyhocks flowers, Emily Louise.
I don't see any dolls.
That's the secret. Here, I'll show you.
Holly dreamed that someone would pick her from the tall hollyhock stalk and make her into a doll. Holly waited and hoped.
Okay?
Now close your eyes.
The little girl squeezed her eyes shut and held her breath.
Holly sighed. No, she hadn't been picked to be a doll. Maybe she was just too old and wrinkled.
Now open your eyes, Emily Louise.
Sitting in grandmother's hand was a tiny doll with a little white face and two big eyes. The doll wore a little hat and a green shawl over or above her full pink skirt.
Oh, I love her. How did you make her? She's perfect. Oh, please show me.
Look, there are always 5 holes under the sepals. 2 are the eyes, 2 are the ears, and the last hole is for the neck.
Oh, what a beautiful doll. Can I make one now? I'll make one.
Holly looked at her petals again. Not only was she too old, her purple petals seemed wilted too, coming to a point instead of curling up at the edge like the doll's pretty red skirts. I will never be a doll, she said to herself, and I'll never have a little girl to play with me.
When I was little, my sister and I had tea parties with our hollyhock dolls. Sometimes we'd have a wedding, and we even made old-fashioned princesses and ladies who went to parties and fancy balls. I'll show you how.
And grandmother reached out and picked Holly.
I'm going to be a doll.
She opened her mouth wide with amazement. She repeated to all the flowers,
I'm going to be a doll.
You need an old blossom, long, skinny, and wilted. This one even has a mouth.
Holly's mouth was still wide open in surprise.
If you use an old blossom as a head rather than a bud, then the doll will have a long headdress instead of a little hat. This tall hat has a special name. It's called a hennin. Ladies of the court wore them in days of knights and kings.
She looks like the princess in my fairy tale book. I'm going to name her Princess Holly.
Holly had never been so happy. My dream is coming true. And she whispered to Emily Louise, thank you for making me a purple princess doll. She knew that Emily Louise couldn't hear her, and neither could Mary Veronica, who was already fast asleep. But all the flowers in the garden heard and nodded their heads in the wind and sang out, Holly is a doll at last. She is the princess of our garden.
When Mary Veronica awoke on Friday morning, she strapped the egg in its sling under her arm to keep it warm.
I hope that egg doesn't break on the bus. Rotten egg slime cannot be removed with ordinary soap.
A dinosaur egg. No wonder it hasn't hatched yet. Can I have it?
No! There's something inside this egg, and it's going to win that gold ribbon.
When she got off the bus, she went straight to the auditorium to enter her egg in the pet fair. But the judge had not yet arrived.
So Mr. Powell asked Donald, who always seems to enjoy attention, whether he would like to tell you about the jury report he's preparing. Donald, of course, was quite happy to do so. So he came up to the platform and began.
Thank you very much. Well, what do you know about giraffes? They have long necks. They have long legs. They are quiet and gentle and so very tall. Did I mention their long necks? But that is not all. There is one more thing you should know about giraffes. Are you ready? Giraffes ruin everything. If you have a birthday party, do not invite a giraffe. They will never say, "Would you mind?" or "If you please." Instead, they will reach their long neck down the table, stick out their tongue, and slurp up whatever they like. And when a glass of punch gets knocked over and stains your favorite t-shirt, the giraffe will not even apologize. Giraffes ruin everything. If you wish to go to the movies, do not invite a giraffe. They will sit tall in the center, very front row. Their long neck will block the screen so no one can see what is happening. Giraffes ruin everything. If you wish to spend an afternoon at the park, don't invite a giraffe. That is, if you would like a turn on the slide. For a giraffe has such a long neck that when their feet touch the bottom, the head is still up at the top. And after you have waited and waited for their turn to end, and you give up and try the swings, you will find their legs have already beaten you there and are tangled up in the swing. Giraffes ruin everything. And that's not even the worst thing about giraffes. A giraffe will eat the ice cream right off your cone from half a block away. A giraffe will peek into your no giraffes allowed clubhouse high up in your backyard tree and steal your rope ladder right out from under your nose. Giraffes ruin everything. If someone needs help getting their new kite off the ground, don't invite a giraffe. That's a task you'd best undertake yourself. You could certainly fly higher than any old giraffe if you tried hard enough.
But the kite flies up and gets caught in the branch of a tree.
You've ruined everything!
The giraffe was watching, peeking out from behind, and now comes forward and takes down the kite and returns it to the children.
You know what? Everyone has bad days from time to time.
Maybe giraffes aren't so terrible after all. If you happen to find yourself entertaining one, I'm sure you'll find the right thing to do if you put enough effort in. But take care to not invite an elephant. Elephants ruin everything!
Let's save this report for another time. Our judge, Dr. Peepers, has just arrived.
Doctor peered into cage after cage, pinning ribbons here and there. He gave one ribbon to an iguana, most scaly, another to a parrot, most congenial. Someone's spider walked away with the best legs, and a rabbit got most likely to succeed. Finally, there was only one ribbon left. And now, the most unusual pet award for a pet of distinction, extraordinary and special.
Wait! There's something extra special inside my egg. You'll see, it'll hatch at any moment.
Can't judge anything inside of an egg. Outside, yes. Inside, no. I can't miss my marimba lesson. Can't wait a minute more. The most unusual pet award goes to Chi-Chi, the hairless dog.
Mary Veronica drooped like a wilted flower. Everyone clapped and cheered as Chi-Chi pranced around in his little tuxedo. Mary Veronica turned off the lamp.
What if you never hatch?
And she patted the egg with her finger. Something tapped back. Mary Veronica put her egg to the ear. Everyone crowded around. The pecking grew faster. The egg rocked. Suddenly, the egg cracked open.
A dinosaur duck.
Can I have it?
It's a plain old duck.
A common domestic duck.
But the duckling fastened its eyes on Mary Veronica.
Zing!
Zing went Mary Veronica's heart. The baby nibbled her chin and nestled softly against her cheek.
Zap!
Zap! Mary Veronica beamed. Zowser! She'd been right all along.
You know, you may just be a plain old duck.
Mary Veronica cooed and kissed the top of its head.
But you're all mine.
And finally, Mary Veronica knew just how special the something inside her egg had been.
You're the best prize of all.
One of these books was retold by our treasurer, Bert Luck. So come on up here. She had these published, and she raised $8,000 with the books she sold for the last festival. And that is phenomenal. It's a beautiful story. And Jean read this story. Do you remember a while back I said, I want to buy another book? Yeah. Because a friend thought it was wonderful. That friend is sitting right here. When they started, I was
The dolls that you made.
oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yes.
We'll do that right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure to give the things you have, to whom.
I'm sorry?
You can go accept, receive the dolls. They've made them for you.
Did you get a picture of them?
Oh, I did.
With the dolls, holding the dolls.
I did.
I have to say, the book is not for sale. You get a book if you donate to the Children's Author Festival. My sister did the illustrations, and my granddaughter, who is a graphic artist, put the book together.
So they're really
So it's a story that my mother told at the story hour when I was a kid, and she was going to write the book and wrote about 2 pages and never did, and my sister and I decided to finish it.
And my granddaughters helped make the dolls and put the faces on them. We couldn't get real hollyhocks because they're not in season right now, but they found silk hollyhocks and so they made them out of those.